glove search. Also, the queen apologizes. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to another episode of Clear Hair. Today we are talking about Bridgerton Season 4, Episode 2. There's so much that happened in 1 hour, so I will do my best to recap it, of course, across the next 10 minutes. Thank you guys so much. We will have Episode 3 and 4 on Thursday, and then also on Saturday. So first things first. So we still see Benedict is very much in love with Sophie, but he doesn't know the lady in silver. So he's still very much in love with her. And then he's drawing her. And meanwhile, on the other side, they kind of take us back to the day before, the night before the masquerade, or the morning of, when we get from Sophie's side that she has an evil stepmother and sister. The sisters are named Rosamund and Posey. And then the younger one actually likes her, so I mean, it makes sense. They've been in that house for a while. Anyway, so I have on here, it says, it could be a glorious night. And then they start going about, hey, I have this dress. I called her Sophie Yelly, like Cinderella, copyright? Okay. But yes, but in silver. So they talk about the dress, the shoes, she won't miss the shoes because Lady Cho Chang, sorry, I know she has a name, but I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I can tell you that I'm going to call her Cho Chang, sorry. But I'm sorry. So basically, she gets dressed up, shoes. She has to be back by midnight because they pretty much took everything from an old dress and all that from her lady. And then after that, Francesca is pretty much looking at a baby and seeing. Francesca is looking at a baby and basically have like a longing look because she wants to have a baby with I keep forgetting his name, but I'm gonna call him John. His last name is like Will. There's so many names. I'm sorry, but Kilmalton. Look, my brain just found it. File found Kilmalton. But basically, she wants a baby with him, and then it shows the flashback. Now, this is the story we really need. Now, finally, so it shows the flashback, and when Sophie's father was introducing him. He went past him. He like when they're introducing everybody, and then and then the maid that was with Sophie was like, "Hey, don't call him father." And she's like, "What? You know what kids like? Kids like, you are their dad, okay? You are their dad." Anyway, so it's so heartbreaking that when he goes and introduces everybody to Lady Cho Chang, and then he glazes on her, and then little Lady Cho Chang looks back, and she's like, "And who's this cute little darling?" And basically, he was saying like, "Oh, this is my ward." Now, I know there's a ward of the state, but I'm assuming ward is like, this is my kid I'm taking care of legally. You know where I'm coming from? That's what I'm assuming it means. So that the beef started from there. Anyway, so we go back and we still have this Cold War of Lady Danbury and the Queen because she wants to leave and goes back to her ancestors, Africa. And she's like, "No, you have to stay here with me." And I'm just like, dang, this is wild. That's crazy. Anyways, the answer is still no. And so now we're having that cold shot. So Eloise wants to be on the shelf, but Eloise wants to be on the shelf, but she's gonna help Benedict with this glove search, and then because Eloise thinks that she doesn't have any suitors, and I'm just like, Eloise, Big E, girl, y'all family have money, and y'all are infamous. Somebody's gonna try to talk to you. I mean, she's beautiful. Her eyes are they're like little jewels, but. To me, Eloise, they're gonna always want you because you're a Bridgerton. No offense, you can't hide that. Anyways, but I also put on here like seeing Penelope and Eloise being Pen and Elle back together. I just love female friendship. I don't like saying female either, just friendship among women because there's so much energy, and like Women's Month is next month. I have a lot of stuff planned. There's just so much negative energy between women, and it's very encouraged. Okay. So just to see them put all that aside with her finding out that she was that Pen is Lady Whistledown, just finding all that out, and she's still her friend after it. Like it was pretty great to see that they're still friends afterwards. Yeah, call your friend today. Anyways, so basically, we have Lady Bridgerton and her garden is in bloom. First of all, he fine. Respectfully, I get it, girl. It's been a while. You've been Mama Bridgerton for the last 4 seasons. She's tired, okay? But anyways, so the next part is that, I was like, so next part is that renews Lady B. Oh yeah. So it turns out that Mama Bridgerton is very nosy still. That Mama Bridgerton is very nosy still. So she ends up finding the glove and finds out that the crest has House of Cho Chang. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna remember this lady's name. House of Cho Chang embroidered in it, which honestly that's kind of fire, because then no one can steal it. Because I'm just like, well, my crest is right, House of Claire here. It says CH on there, so you know that's mine. I don't know why you're playing. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty neat that she found it. So, of course, he thinks that he thinks it's for, okay, well, I saw Rosamund, but I want to see Percy now, you know. So, anyways, so after Benedict realizes that it is not indeed the other sister, and her talking about stuff that he has no idea to. I have on here like while they call for Posey, so Sophie overhears Benedict's voice in the foyer. In the drawing room. She hears his voice in there, and her friend, who also I have on here that like this is like the worst friend in the world. He's just like, you should go in there and tell him it was you in the silver. I was like, so you tried to get her fired? Like I was like. I'm over in the corner. I was like, I'm sorry. Are you trying to get her? I was kind of confusion by that. Cause I was like, now wait a minute. You know coming from. I was like, now wait a minute. Like, what fantasy world did you think that the maid was gonna be able to come in there and with a man who's well-to-do and say it was me in the costume? Even if he wanted to, he couldn't marry. Not to ruin the season, but like even if he wanted to, like. He can't marry a maid. It would up in the whole status quo, and I hate to say that, but like it would up in the whole status quo, because then maids are gonna start thinking that they can get married, and on top of it, they don't have any money to bring to the family. Back in the day, which kind of like how it's supposed to be nowadays, getting married is a business transaction. Okay, so if you don't have no business, there's no transaction. You know, so that's neither here nor there. I don't know what that means. People love saying that. But I'm just letting you know that it was never going to work out anyways. But he tells her to go in there, and I'm just like, what a horrible friend. So she's about to go in there, and then she said, oh, I need to remember my station. And excuse me, anyways. But meanwhile, Lady Cho Chang, first of all, face card is immaculate. Let's go. She starts putting stuff together. She's like, silver. She says silver. And I get it, because silver is not a now that I think about it, silver is not a common color I've seen in Bridgerton. I've been watching it for 4 seasons now, and it's not a common color. Like, I feel like they love that green, white. They love white, they love green, they love blue. Sometimes purple, they have a purple, pinks, greens again. But silver, most people don't wear silver. So that was a dead giveaway. Because like, where would you get that silver? So she comes on to her and she's like, hey, put these shoes on. I was like, dang, like she's such a good villain. She's doing her thing on this. So she's such a good villain. Put these shoes on. She's like, no, I don't need to put them on. I was like, dang, she billing it right. Because I couldn't stand this lady. Anyway, so she put the shoes on. She's like, oh, perfect fit. Anyway, so she gets fired and she's like, hey, there's no type of punishment for this. I'm just gonna throw you out, and I protected you when your father let you out the will. But they show in the back, and they show in a flashback about it. But I don't know. I personally, that part, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But so she ends up leaving London on her way to I saw the what was it? The carriage say it's headed to Manchester. My Londoners in the comments, please let me know, how far is that? Okay, how far is that? Like an hour? I mean, through horse carriage, you couldn't find us 3 hours, but like I want to know, how far is that? Anyways, so basically, the Queen and Lady Danbury has it up to here at the end of the chess match. And she ends up saying, and then the Queen says, like, what am I supposed to do without you here? What if when he passes away, what am I supposed to do? And I was like, the acting on that part, please. Anyway, so she ends up going to the same estate that Benedict was gonna be at. That it's like a party or whatever. So somebody was trying to talk to Hazel. Hazel is her friend that she met there, and Benedict ends up punching the guy out who was trying to talk to Hazel. And then Hazel and her end up getting fired. So that pretty much leads to him to taking her to town. So first things first, the costumes. You have to understand, as someone who also sews, like, you have to understand how hard it is to sew satin, how hard it is to get the measurements right. Everything's fitted, like kind of like the sari that I had fitted by my friend's mom. Like, it's like, I promise you that measurements were given, and you got to stay in that measurement, okay? You have to stay that size. But it was just the costumes this season. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened, but they look immaculate. Everybody looks so good. So I know it sounds weird, but some of the maids' outfits are eaten. I know it sounds weird. Like, I know they're supposed to be not seen or whatever, just in the show, not as people. Come on now, don't start. But honestly, some of the maid outfits, I was like, I mean, if I could turn that into a crop top, I can wear a really cute pencil skirt with that. Like, some of the tops were cute. Anyways, I have one here. Benedict's drawings was really beautiful. I didn't know he could draw. Like, I didn't know he could draw. Like, I think they kind of referenced it before, because remember he had the artist teacher, you know. But it was pretty cool watching him draw, but also like watching him for the glove search. He searched all through the ton 6 bowls and so soirees, which I'm just like, I get it, because there wasn't cable back then, because I was like, damn, that's a lot of parties, and you got every outfit is about at least 40 minutes of putting just a corset on. Like, I couldn't imagine doing all that for like 3 or 4 parties, but they did it. They got to have some internal AC system, because y'all need to look up how to put a Regency outfit, and you'll definitely thank these actors a lot. Because anyways, the costume design, whoever's the seamstresses, the team of seamstresses, you're doing your thing. The next one was the friend setup. To me, the friend, I'm talking about Sophie's friend, who was just like, yeah, you should go in there and talk to him. I was like, let me tell you, there's a quick life lesson in 30 seconds. If you yourself wouldn't do something, do not give people advice on doing it. All right? Because you'll end up without a job real quick. This like, we break from Bridgerton. This is some real advice. If this person is telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that, but they won't do it to risk their job. And then at the end, and then if you caught the tea, if you watched the episode, and then if you caught the tea at the end when she was leaving, and he was like, I'm trying not to be mad at you, or I'm trying to be mad, or blah blah, and I'm just like, I'm gonna assume the best, and he's thinking that he's just mad at the lady for firing her, but I'm just like, you almost had her lose her job anyways. I don't think you should be crying. You was pre-job losing. Number 4, for my thing, I did love the fact that Lady Cho Chang put the thing together, because this dude is literally looking for a glove that has your crest. Who else wears a size, I guess, small in hand? I don't know. Who else can fit that glove in your household? Also, who else is young? Like, no offense, but Cinderella, like the evil stepmother, when they say, I don't know how she put it together. Come on now. Who else? Like, now Cinderella, that wasn't as many clues, but this was a dead giveaway. Who's walking around with silver Manolo Blahniks? Like, tell me those weren't Manolos. Those were silver Manolos from the Regency era. Okay, even though this person was not born yet, those were Manolo. I know Manolo Blahniks when I see it. Okay, stop playing. Anyways, but I do like the fact that she put it together, because I was like, let's stop trying to pretend like we don't see people. All right, that's clearly her. Who else is in the house wearing that glove? Anyways, and the final thing, the acting between Queen and Lady Danbury, like, there was so much in that scene. Like, you need to watch Queen Charlotte so you can know that I can feel the frustration from Lady Danbury, because it's just like, I love this lady so much, but I love her so much, but I have to leave. I have to go. I have to do this for myself. And as someone who will be blessed enough to turn 35, I can tell you, you have to do stuff for yourself. This life is so short, and I feel like Lady Danbury feels the same way. And there's something, I feel like Lady Danbury feels the same way. And she's like, I need to go, but I know you're going to be by yourself, because the queen tried to guilt her and say, hey, what am I going to do when he passes away, I was like, you knew that when you married him, my love. We saw the series. I shall stay, but I feel the frustration too, because who else is going to be Lady Danbury is one of a kind. That's not a friendship you're going to get, and not even the next 100, if not 1,000 years. Like, Lady Danbury is that girl. But let me know what parts I missed from the episode. But overall, I can say this episode was better than episode 1, if that makes any sense. But don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Clear here.